Ethereum has a habit throughout, a bull market of having these, kind of crazy catalyst weeks where, it can go 5, 10, 15, 20% up in a week. And then the question is, can Ethereum do what the Ethereum community has been predicting for a very long time, either next year or the following year in the cycle, which is flip Bitcoin? Because that would be the real catalyst. If Ethereum is able to flip Bitcoin, which requires a 4 or 5x price appreciation relative to Bitcoin, that would extremely catalyze, I think, the next couple of years of activity and shift the narrative.
Ethereum is the #2 cryptocurrency. Many people say it could be #1. Ethereum is for sure the future of finance. Ethereum for sure will make a lot of millionaires. The only question is, will you be a future crypto millionaire? You need to have an Ethereum strategy if you want to do well in crypto. I'm averaging 4.38% staking my Ethereum. Seems like this could really add up, especially if Ethereum price keeps grinding higher. Watch this whole video. Let's talk about Ethereum's current value proposition, a realistic Ethereum price prediction, and let's answer the question, how many Ethereum do you need to be a millionaire? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, let's jump into it. So JP Morgan has been wrong about a lot of things.
Been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
I do think that they are right on this. JP Morgan says Ethereum is likely to outperform Bitcoin this year. If you study the cryptocurrency market and you follow the crypto market every day, like I do, Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin is a pretty safe assumption in my opinion. The question is, do you think Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin again? The way I see it is this: Ethereum historically outperforms Bitcoin in every bull market. Ethereum this year, compared to past cycles, Ethereum as an ecosystem, Ethereum as a global asset, is in a different league. It's in a league of its own, plus an order of magnitude better than previous cycles, with regulatory clarity, with a spot Ethereum ETF on the horizon. So I want to be accurate with this ETH price prediction. I'm bullish, but I want to be accurate. And to have an informed thesis on Ethereum's price, we need to have an informed thesis on Bitcoin's price. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to go a lot higher in the future. Expert analyst Tom Lee of Fundstrat gives his opinion here, and to be honest with you guys, I think this is accurate. I think this is for sure possible and probably even accurate. And if you don't think that something like this is possible, I don't know what to say to you. I guess comment and tell me why. In my opinion, Bitcoin will do something like this, and then we'll use this and talk about Ethereum.
Next 12 months, something over 100,000, maybe 150,000. And, in the next 5 years, again, there's a finite supply, and now we have a potentially huge increase in demand with a spot Bitcoin approval. So I think in 5 years, something around 500,000 would be potentially achievable.
Okay. Let's talk about my Ethereum price prediction. Let's talk about why this is so true. And my thesis has a lot to do with where Ethereum is from a development level and institutions buying into Ethereum. This is the CEO of Synthetics, an Ethereum-based protocol. He's actively building and highly engaged with the future of Ethereum. His opinion is well-informed. Here he lays out the value prop of Ethereum today. You'll hear my Ethereum price prediction right after this clip.
If we look ahead, JP Morgan recently put out a report that said Ethereum would outperform Bitcoin thanks to proposed upgrades to reduce transaction costs and boost speeds. Do you agree with that sentiment that the upgrades that are coming are going to be such a boon for the Ethereum network, even with hype around spot Bitcoin ETFs here in the US or the halving that may drive interest in Bitcoin?
I think the interesting thing this cycle is that Ethereum has now been the #2 asset for, other than like a brief blip where Ripple passed it for a few months in 2018, 2019, about 7 years. It's been the #2 crypto asset, right? And for good reason. It has dominated transaction activity. It's dominated the narratives from NFTs to decentralized finance. And we now are sort of in this position where, as Bitcoin, as it typically does at the start of a cycle, as the Bitcoin dominance cycle starts to grow, what would typically happen is those Bitcoin profits would be rotated out into, alternative assets, right? Longer tail assets, and Ethereum was typically one of those. But it feels to me like Ethereum is now in a position where it has become so dominant that people are actually skipping over Ethereum and going to things like Solana and even layer 2 scaling solutions and longer tail assets, more speculative assets. And so I think Ethereum is kind of a victim of its own success in that regard a little bit, because it has been so dominant for so long and people don't see the upside in it. That said, Ethereum has a habit throughout a bull market of having these kind of crazy catalyst weeks where it can go 5, 10, 15, 20% up in a week. And I do think we'll see that in 2024. But what the catalyst will be, we don't necessarily know ahead of time.
Something that you just said goes right into my last question, which was, what do you see for institutional adoption of Ethereum? Institutions seem to be getting more and more interested in crypto once again for things like tokenization of real world assets. And so what's Ethereum's role in that going forward? And can it capture that attention versus some of its competitors?
I think it will. And again, I think this is what's going to happen in terms of this slow grind up or, this slow growth for Ethereum. There is no major catalyst. It's just going to be constant adoption. It is by far the dominant platform. And, it's the dominant platform for a reason. It has the best tech. It has the best, engineers. It has the widest adoption. And so I think that as an institution looking to do things with smart contracts, Ethereum's the obvious choice. It's becoming a little bit like the old IBM trope of no one ever got fired for choosing IBM, right? And so choosing Ethereum becomes just the obvious default choice. That said, I think Solana and potentially some of the other chains will have a chance to challenge Ethereum, but for now, it's really going to be I think Ethereum's game to lose. And then the question is, can Ethereum do what the Ethereum community has been predicting for a very long time, either next year or the following year in the cycle, which is flip Bitcoin? Because that would be the real catalyst. If Ethereum is able to flip Bitcoin, which requires a 4 or 5x price appreciation relative to Bitcoin, that would extremely catalyze, I think, the next couple of years of activity and shift the narrative. But it's, again, that's for Ethereum to kind of pull off.
Ethereum hitting $10,000, I think, is very realistic. Yes, it's a round number. No, I'm not trying to predict an exact down to the decimal exact price. It's more directional. It's more big picture. This is more, let's be conservative, actually, to ensure that millionaire status can be achieved. Again, I think Ethereum can hit $10,000 this cycle if Bitcoin really performs well. I think Ethereum can do a lot more in future cycles. There will be so many crypto holders who argue with me on this. I look forward to reading your comments. Consider this. 10K Ethereum might sound too bullish right now, but at a certain point in the not too distant future, 10K Ethereum might sound too conservative. And then after this cycle, in a few cycles from now, I think a $20,000 Ethereum is possible. So 10K Ethereum is an easy 4x from here. You'd need to accumulate 100 Ethereum coins to hit millionaire status. 20K Ethereum is an easy 8x from here. You'd need to only accumulate 50 Ethereum coins to hit millionaire status. Let's talk about these two numbers. If you stake your 100 Ethereum, you would make an extra 4 to 5 Ethereum on top of this every year. If you stake your 50 Ethereum, you'd make an extra 2 to 2.5 Ethereum on top of this every year. So, my base case, you need 95 Ethereum to become a millionaire if Ethereum only hits $10,000 in the next couple years if you stake. My bull case, you only need 45 Ethereum to become a millionaire if Ethereum hits 20K in the next several years if you stake. Let's check back on this video over the next year or so. Follow for more videos just like this. We're always going to be realistic with you on this channel. I plan to make millions in crypto over the next few years. Drop a I agree in the comments if this is your plan for yourself too. See you tomorrow, my friends.